Hello children. Before we begin, I wanted to show you a picture I got from one of the families. This is a kindness jar that Kaya's family is using. They're filling it up with little glass stones. Isn't that wonderful? We sometimes have a kindness jar at my preschool, and we fill it up when someone sees someone else doing something kind. They might tell the teacher, and then that child would be asked, would you like to put something in the kindness jar? And then when it got all filled up, we'd have a party. Yeah, to celebrate all that kindness. It's wonderful to see. I mean, we can feel good in our hearts and when we do kind things or when other people do kind things, but there's something nice about seeing that jar get full too. It helps to remind us. So Kaya, thank you so much. I'm so pleased that your family shared the picture of your kindness jar. And good luck filling it up. Though you don't need good luck. It looks like you're doing a great job. Okay, let's get started. Welcome to Preschool Meeting. I'm Miss Stephanie. I'm glad to have you with me. I'm glad that we can be together in this way. I thought we could start with some breathing. We haven't done that in a little while at Preschool Meeting. So we're going to take some deep breaths in through our nose and out through our mouth. And I thought we could think about a kindness jar inside of us. Only it's a breathing jar. And we can fill it up by breathing in nice and deep. How about if we breathe 3 times? Ready? In through our nose. That's 1. That's 2. And that's 3. Oh, that feels good. That's just a good trick to remember sometimes if you're feeling nervous or upset or really excited or sad, and you just want to sort of calm your body or make your body feel better, or even just for any reason. Even if you just stop and think, it might be a good idea to breathe right now. Just try it in through your nose, out through your mouth. It's a healthy thing to do. Why don't we do talking triangle? Talking triangle, if you're new here, is something we do at my preschool where we have a wooden triangle and we pass it around, and whoever's holding it says something, says their name and maybe how they're feeling or something like that. But we don't have a talking triangle here at home, and you might not have one at your home, so we make ours with our fingers. Ready? I can go first if that's okay. So I'm going to put these 2 fingers together, and then I'm going to put my thumbs together. And let me see if I've got a triangle. Tri means 3, so a triangle has 3 sides. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Triangle. Okay. So my name is Miss Stephanie, and right now I am feeling pretty calm. I'm feeling calm. Yeah, not too much going on. Just sort of feeling restful and just okay about everything right now. Okay, would you like to do talking triangle? You don't have to if you don't want to, but you can. Put 2 fingers together, your pointer fingers and your thumbs. See if you've got a triangle. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then you can tell your name and if you want, how you're feeling. Thank you, children. It's a nice thing to do sometimes, to just stop and check in with yourself and just notice how you're feeling. And that's what we're going to talk about today, feelings.
My name is Amanda, and I wanted to tell you about some feelings that I have. Sometimes I feel really happy, and other times I feel kind of sad. Sometimes I'm curious and I just want to know lots of things. And other times I just feel angry and upset. Sometimes I'm just so excited I can't even stand still. And other times I'm confused and I don't know what I'm feeling. All of these feelings give me information about what's going on in my world, and I can always talk to someone about them.
Children, the book I'd like to read to you today is called The Ring Bearer, and it's by Floyd Cooper. He is the writer and the illustrator. The Ring Bearer. These children are in a wedding And the ring bearer is this little boy. The ring bearer is the person who carries the rings up. Rings can be an important part of a ceremony when two people get married. So he's the ring bearer. Let's see what that's all about. And here's a picture of a special pillow that he's going to use to carry the rings. It's very fancy, isn't it? Mama is having a wedding and Jackson is worried. This little boy's Jackson. What will it be like to call Bill Dad and share stuff with Sophie, his new little sister? Things won't be the same around here anymore. So he's getting a new dad, Bill, and he's going to call him Dad, and he's getting a new little sister named Sophie, and I'm wondering, maybe that's her bike. And he's not sure how he feels about all this. It's different. Jackson has an important job at the wedding, and he's not sure he can do it. Jackson's job is to take care of the rings. There he is at the wedding, and he's holding the rings. He's not sure if he can do the job of taking care of the rings. All these fancy outfits. Weddings can be fun. Sometimes they're very fancy. Bill walks by. Here's Bill, his new dad. Bill walks by, pinching his hanky at the middle. He lifts it, flips it, and folds it into his top pocket to sit like a pet bird. Jackson giggles, but he's still nervous. Mama's having a wedding, and Jackson has to carry the rings down the aisle. Bill's trying to help him feel better by doing something fun with his hanky, but Jackson still feels nervous. Why the droopy shoulders? Bill asks as he lifts Jackson high and makes him tall. Jackson smiles on Bill's shoulders, but inside he thinks, Mama's having a wedding and I have to carry the rings, but I don't want to trip in front of everyone and mess it all up. Maybe Bill should carry the rings. That's what he's nervous about, too. He's afraid when he's walking down the aisle with the rings, he's going to trip. Tall Jackson walks over to little Sophie, who is busy counting flowers. Sophie has an important job, too. She has to carry the flowers. Oh, so it looks like she's the flower girl or the flower child. She's going to go down the aisle and drop flower petals. That's a big job too. Grandpop helps them practice, shows them how to walk down the aisle slow and steady. That way you won't trip, Grandpop says, like he knows just what's in Jackson's heart. But Jackson is worried anyway. Oh, Grandpop probably understands that Jackson's feeling nervous. He's helping him. He's saying, just walk slow and steady. That's kind that Grandpop noticed how Jackson was feeling. The music starts and Sophie takes off. Grandpop nudges Jackson to get him going too. Jackson walks slow and steady while Sophie skips ahead, ignoring Grandpop's advice. I think Sophie might be kind of excited. She's sort of dashing down the aisle. Mama's having a wedding and Jackson has an important job to do, and no matter what Sophie does, he will not trip down the aisle. Jackson sees Sophie coming to a step, but Sophie only sees her flowers. Uh-oh, it looks like Sophie's going to trip on that step. Jackson's noticing, these people are noticing too. Oh no! Oh dear. Jackson rushes to Sophie just as she trips on the step and catches her before she falls. Oh, quite a save. My goodness. Jackson looks at Grandpop. Grandpop cheers. Mama and Bill cheer too. The whole wedding cheers. They're all cheering for Jackson. What a happy moment. Sophie smiles and grabs Jackson's hand. They walk together, slow and steady, the rest of the way. Sophie wants to hang on to Jackson now and make sure she doesn't trip again. I think they're going to make it. Sophie stands next to her dad. Jackson waits for his mama, who is coming down the aisle now with Grandpa by her side, looking like the prettiest lady in the whole church. Jackson sneaks a peek at Sophie, making sure she is still okay. Oh, that's so kind. Looks like she's okay. When Mama gets to the end of the aisle, she bends down next to Jackson. "You are a great big brother, Jack," she whispers. "Sophie is lucky to have you around." That was kind of Mama to take a moment to talk to Jackson about what a good job he did. Because she has an important job too. She's getting married. Looking at Mama and Sophie and Bill and Grandpop, Jackson is not worried anymore. He's not nervous when he reaches into his pocket for the rings. He's not nervous when he gives them to Mama and Bill. And when the preacher finally says, "They're all a family now," Jackson knows deep in his heart that he doesn't have to be so nervous about important jobs, and he definitely doesn't have to be nervous about being a big brother. They're all a family now. Mama got married, and Jackson handled his job just right. There's the picture on the back of Jackson walking so carefully carrying the rings. That was a big job. So Jackson was feeling nervous about all the changes happening at his home, and then also about that big job he had of walking down the aisle with the rings. What would happen if he had tripped? Have you ever tripped before? I have. Many times. And it's not fun, but everybody trips sometimes. I'm so glad for Jackson that he didn't, because he really didn't want to trip. And also because then he was able to help Sophie when she tripped and she didn't get hurt. But someday Jackson might trip, and it's okay. We all trip sometimes. I hope you enjoyed that story.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me?
Children, I wonder if Grandpop knew that Jackson was feeling nervous by looking at his face. Looking at someone's face can give us good information sometimes about how that person is feeling. Not always, but sometimes. But it can take practice. And one thing you can do to practice is to look in a mirror and pretend that you're feeling different feelings. Maybe you are feeling them, but if not, you can just pretend and look at what your face does. And that can help you know what happy could look like, or sad, or mad. Should we try it? Okay, I'm going to pretend that this is my mirror. And there's a little rhyme that goes with it. It goes like this. I look in the mirror. What do I see? Someone feeling happy looking at me. So I'm going to make my happy face. Happy face. Okay, now I'm gonna make a different face. Maybe you can guess how I'm pretending to feel. I look in the mirror, and what do I see? Someone feeling sad is looking at me. I'm not really sad, I'm just pretending. But sometimes I do feel sad. I look in the mirror, and what do I see? Someone surprised is looking at me. Surprised face is fun to make. Big eyes. What do you think this might be? Wait a minute, let me hold it. I look in the mirror and what do I see? Someone feeling angry is looking at me. It's hard to pretend an angry face. I do feel angry sometimes. Probably I furrow my brows or grit my teeth like this. But I'm not feeling angry right now. That's a hard one to do. Let's try calm. I'm going to breathe first. Okay, I look in the mirror and what do I see? Someone feeling calm is looking at me. Just calm and peaceful. Let's end with this one. What was this again? Happy. I look in the mirror and what do I see? Someone feeling happy is looking at me. And I am feeling happy because I had a really nice time at Preschool meeting with you. And I'm so glad you could be here. And I hope that we can do this again next time. Bye-bye. Still here. I'm just so calm and I don't even want to get up. I think I'm just going to stay in my rocker today. Maybe I'll be sitting here till next time. Bye.